And we're back, Fashion Dolls. It is Thankful Thursday, November 9th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. Now, I had to reboot because it was not allowing me to see Jonathan. And IG sometimes be trying my patience, but let me send this live on back to Jonathan so that we can get him in here. Now, again, in case you guys missed it, this is the Barbie Generation of Dreams doll, and she is so beautiful. I actually lost her in a bid. Someone outbid me, and I won her back. So my Barbie collection now consists of 10 Barbies. So I'm going to keep building up and building up throughout the years. I'm excited to see how many that I get throughout the years. But this was actually a birthday gift for me, and I'm just now getting her. So without further ado, let's welcome our very special guest, Jonathan Amore.
So I don't know.
There, there we are.
Okay. So now it works. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool.
Welcome. Welcome to the dollhouse. How are
I'm
you?
doing good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. It is such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So before we get into this interview,
Okay.
um, breaking news, I know you guys all heard. They've reached an agreement. The strike is officially over.
Correct.
Fashion dolls. So actors can go back and get back to work. So
Correct.
in case you guys missed it. All right. So before we get into this interview with you, Jonathan, how
Okay.
has 2023 been for you so far?
Oh man. You know what? First of all, I apologize. Because I'm in the car. I wanted to be in a more professional setting and stuff of that nature. So thank you for working with us on that or whatnot, and work with us. But to answer your question, how has 2023 just been for us? So, we're all independent. So nothing as far as Open Gate Studios, nothing slowed down for us. If anything, things picked up. And through that, this whole entire year, it has been nothing but a learning, more of a learning process as far as
Yeah.
working with clients. I didn't really do too much as far as stories being told for Open Gate Studios. This year was mainly just for clients, for anything that they needed, and just building the business. Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So you do a plethora of things with your company, which we'll get into. But I did my homework on you. I did a little research,
Uh-oh.
and let's get right into it. You attended Georgia State University and you received a degree in film. So tell us a little bit about that. And you also were born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. So tell us a little bit about that, your beginning.
That's correct. That's correct. So, Georgia State University graduated in 2012 with the degree in film and television. Now, I'll tell you this: in 2012, how things were back then, as far as film and television, and how they got everything up set up now, it's
Yeah.
now every state of the art. So, it's wonderful. But back then, no. I think you could rent out like a Canon T2i Rebel and go out there and try to film some stuff and figure it out. But a lot of the things that they were teaching back then, for me, as far as I know or whatnot, everything that I learned has been self-taught. I mean, you learn the principles, you learn the understandings, the mise en scene. You learn the technical aspects of filmmaking. I'll say that they do give you that, but
Right.
for for me and like for my brothers and stuff, it's kind of just like a lot of stuff that you've seen thus far was really just hands-on. Being able to go on Hollywood sets and see things how they would do it is a way better experience for me. I don't know about anybody else, but just being there and seeing how they do it and then being able to replicate it, I learned a lot better from that aspect. And if anything, I probably would have went to maybe DeVry, not DeVry, I'm sorry, what was it? Full Sail.
Yeah.
Full Sail University, because they had a wonderful program. But back then, my mind, my psyche was more on sort of like, you need to go to Georgia State just in case things don't work out with film. You can go get another degree in marketing or business and stuff like that. Not just, fully betting and having faith within myself. So that thing happened.
Okay. And you're a man that wears many hats. You're a director, editor, cinematographer, actor, writer, producer, VFX, SFX specialist. So do As an actor, my question for you is: do you have any personal rituals that you do before an audition?
Oh man, you know, it used to be something. I don't know as far as with the Okay, when I used to do the auditions, I don't know if anybody else does it. But back in the day, you had to listen to music to either hype you up or get you excited or get you ready for the day. A lot of people now, what I do now is I listen to a lot of affirmations, morning affirmations,
Mm,
morning what is it, motivational speakings. But back then, it was the 8 Mile from Eminem. I would listen to that. um, yeah, I would listen to that to get hyped. But I don't really do the acting too much anymore now. My lane now is really just for directing and the editing. I like to make others look great on film and stuff and be able to tell their story. I think I found my lane, and that was basically through trial and error. Like, I was like, okay, well, let's try this acting thing. And through acting, I started doing the reels, not the reels, but I started doing my actor reel to figure out,
yeah.
like, oh, I like directing. This is pretty cool. So,
And another thing people don't know about you is you were blessed with the opportunity to work with various Hollywood sets. Let's go down the list here. You did 24 Legacy, The Darkest Minds. One of my favorites is Pitch Perfect 3. You did The Gifted also too. And you learned how to operate with the cast and crew. What was that experience like?
oh man, I think some of my great days were with the what was that? The 24 Legacy. I think that was the time frame for me. Was the golden age or whatnot as far as learning the process because back then, what was it? I was just doing the stand-in work, but I was the stand-in to the lead, not knowing that the stand-in to the lead was friends with a couple of friends of mine that I went to high school with that went to Juilliard. On top of that, they both went to Juilliard together, and they were like, "Hey, do you know this such and such?" They're like, "Yeah, I know that person." And, oh yeah, so that's how a friendship kind of bonded from that. But being so close to them and things of that nature, and a really laid back crew and director, they allowed you to do certain things on set. Like you could definitely like say the lines or whatever if you wanted to. You can like interact with the camera operators and stuff. Like we actually hung out outside of work. Usually it's just, hey, yeah, we'll just do this, but nah, we hung out outside of work. And from there, I was able to gain even further insight on how the scope of how it is and what you would do as far as creating a show, how to film a show, things of that nature. And that's that's insight that you can't pay for. I mean, you can pay for it, but I guess it was priceless at the time. Yeah.
Now, when did you create Open Gates Studios? Because you specialize in a number of things from writing, editing, cinematography, directing, lighting, and I've seen some of your wedding photography and cinematography as well too, and it is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
So, when did you create Open Gate Studios?
Open Gate Studios was established in September of 2012, around the same time frame. Well, same year I graduated, and my business partner and I we were running through running through names, trying to figure it out, like what would make, I don't know, not, I guess what had a certain ring to it. And Open Gate Studios, it just kind of came out of nowhere. I was sitting on the couch watching television with my family, and I was just putting words together. Honestly, that's exactly how it happened. I was just putting words together. And he was like, "Hey, that's it. That's the one." I was like, "Really? You sure?" He was like, "Yeah, it's that one." He's like, "It's a meaning. It's a play on words." And I was like, "I guess so." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And then as the time progressed, I further developed, the meaning for it and the metaphor, like our overall company vision of what we can provide to our clients. So it all worked out. All worked out.
Beautifully. Now, what I love is that your mission statement. I went to the site and I read some of your mission statement and what you hope to accomplish with your business. And it says that you and your team bring a level of experience that you just can't find anywhere. Literally, if you think it, they can create it. And what I love about you is that you're changing lives and you're bringing people's stories to real life. It's like a
Right.
fairy tale. Like you dream it, you imagine it, but you're bringing it to life and you're creating beautiful memories with it. So
Yep.
For you, what is the most valuable lesson that you've learned throughout your career of creating just in general?
The most valuable information that I've learned thus far within my career. That was the
Yes.
question. Patience. Patience.
Mm,
Patience with everything in life goes a long way. Okay, you're gonna have to have patience on set when you're having dealing with actors and behaviors and attitudes. You're gonna
yes.
have patience with your crew, trying to get certain shots within a time schedule of the location of what you need. You're gonna have patience when you're editing. You're gonna have patience with your clients. Like I said, it's just patience. And someone said that too at the premiere for Sisters. I think it was Nordia. She was like, "John, you have a lot of patience." She was like, you're patient with us." And my family would laugh about that. But I have patience when it comes. It's two different people. Like the Jonathan that comes to set, and the Jonathan is at home with his family and stuff. It's two different people. It's like, yeah, I have to have that patience. I can't just be out here just go all crazy and stuff like that. But it
Right.
takes a lot, patience, and also just never take anything personal. Like nothing, no matter whether it's good or bad. You just can't take things personally. And I think that was a lot that I growth as a man and as a filmmaker. And I think that can go a lot for anybody or whatnot. The moment you start to take things personally, you know, you start to ingest that venomous poison within your system, and now you're thrown out of whack. So, nah, don't take nothing personally and have patience. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, we talk a lot about, I talked about memories. What would you like to be remembered for throughout your career in cinematography and effect?
Huh. A man that stood on his principles and that helped others achieve what they always envisioned, you know,
Mm,
uh, just a man of his word. Just a man of his word. If I said I'm going to do something, then that's what he's going to do, and he did it. I know we tried to do this interview a couple times or whatnot, but either I got
yes,
sick or there was times where it just wasn't working. Like it wasn't going to happen. And I applaud you and I thank you for having patience with me. See, it goes back to it again. It's patience and understanding and whatnot. But no, I'm a man of my word. If I said I was going to do something, I'm going to do it. So. I would like to be remembered. It's that. Yeah.
give us a time where you had to overcome a challenge, just in life and in general, or in your career. It could be.
Time where I had to overcome a challenge. I think we have to overcome a challenge almost every day in our life. Life is pretty much 10% is basically what I tell my fiance all the time. When I try to tell her to calm down about certain things about what happens with life. It's how 10% how you react to it, but 90% of what the world is just throwing back at
Yeah.
you. So for me, if I can recall something that was very difficult, you know what? There has been two times this year. It was something that we stepped out of our comfort zone. Where normally I would do like weddings and stuff like that, but we did documentaries and we did a reality television show for dancing, almost like a "So You Think You Can Dance" type of show. And this
Okay.
was stepping out of my comfort zone because I strictly do narrative work, and just trying to figure out the logistics on how to do both of those things. And I mean, to our degree or whatnot, we knocked them out. We nailed it. So we figured it out, but it was challenging just trying to figure out and just, I guess, step out of the comfort zone and just, make it happen. It was a little challenging, but thankfully, uh, faith and patience and whatnot, and I have a wonderful crew. They had my back. So putting those all together, you know, made Open Gate Studios look really, really good in front of our clients. So
What
that's good.
what music gets you in the mood to create while you're putting all of these beautiful things together, like the weddings and your we'll get to the anime because I've seen you're big on that as well too, and the comics and act like I've never seen anything like that. That's why I reached out. I said, wow, this is incredible because I've interviewed China McCoy who
Uh,
did the Matrix. China McCoy who did the Matrix, and he has his comic book out with as well. And I know that you're big on anime and comics. So before we get to that, what type
okay.
of music inspires you to create?
You know what?
What's in your playlist?
Not really the music that inspires me to create. I think trying to find the music afterwards, once I've created it, that's usually the hardest part. But what gets me in the mood to create, it's not really, I don't really have a music or anything. Like I said, I think it goes back to my motivational speaking. That's what gets me riled up to go like, okay, I'm gonna go to the distance. I feel like really creating today. I feel like writing something different today. I feel like editing something different today. I feel very passionate about what I'm gonna do. So when I hear those speakers, that's what gets the gears, grinding within me or whatnot to go. So, but
Okay,
yeah.
uh, we get into the comics and the animes. So
All right.
I've seen some of your reels for that. Incredible. Like
Thank you.
anything to see people who look like both of us in
All
these.
right.
Now we know Black Panther was a big thing, but to see someone
Right.
independently going and creating their own Marvel verse, and that is Black. That's why I reached out and said, "Wow, he's dope with all of this that he's doing." So where do you get the inspiration from? Because I see how you portray Black women in
Mm-hmm.
some of your comics as well. Myself as a Black woman, that resonates with me to see them just inherit and go into their own power.
Right.
That's power. So where do you get the inspiration from creating your comic?
A lot of that inspiration comes specifically from Dragon Ball Z, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, all this stuff that I grew up as a kid in the 90s is basically, it just comes back through you because it never leaves. It just stays with you. And then what you do is, you put your own spin to it. Obviously, you can't do that or whatever. It's already a created IP, but you put your own spin to it and you give birth to a new story. But you're still paying homage to what inspired you to go out there and make it. And I love doing the superheroes and the anime and stuff because that's my passion. Like, I'll never say no to doing a project that's involved with it, with anything with superheroes, because that's what got us going. That's what we do. But I'm getting more now into another realm, which is going to be pretty different for Open Gate Studios because now we want to go dive into horror. We want to go dive into more action, kung fu centered, John Wick style type of films and stuff. So things that are more grounded, I'll say. And then, down the line, we're going to go right back to the anime, to the sci-fi, to the comics and stuff like that. But yeah, just that's diversifying, to the roster for Open Gate Studios for the future.
Did you always know that photography and cinematography was something that you want to get into when you grew up?
No, no, no.
Never imagined.
No, no, because when I went to school, I didn't even know what I was going to major in, which was extremely scary. Back in the day, when I went, that was like what 2007. All it was, hey, you go to college, you'll figure it out, you'll get a good job. That's how it works. And no, it's definitely not how it works. I mean, I kind of got lucky with figuring it out at the very end. You know what? I figured out what I wanted to do my 12th year, not 12th year, but my last year, my senior year in college or whatnot. And it was film. And I was like, you know what? I have a passion for this. I love movies. I just need to know how to create movies. But I don't know. I also went to school for acting in high school. So I guess that was kind of triggered it in a sense to be like, oh, okay, well, film. There you go. Boom. But yeah, that was a scary time. I would say if you don't really know what you really want to do, I don't know if you should go to college for that. I think you can figure it out. Well, now you can because there's so many opportunities now. Like we didn't have all this back then, so I don't know. I think college is for like doctors, the lawyers, those true to the game type of like, all right, cool. I know I'm gonna have a job as soon as I get out. Because going to school and you have those loans and all that stuff, that's scary. Trying to figure it all out and you don't know what you want to do or can't get no job. It's not good. It's not cool.
What habits did you want to break, and which ones do you want to cultivate on in your career?
Hmm. Habits that I would like to break are procrastination. And the only time I procrastinate is it's very it's rare in the morning or whatnot. But when I'm at my other job or whatnot, yeah, procrastination. If you're saying you're gonna go ahead and like get on it and start writing and stuff, go ahead and just start it. I think that's the hardest part for some of us and whatnot. But once you start, you're good to go. Some habits that can further increase, I guess, in a sense. I like the person that I am now, and it took a minute. I tell everybody this now when who asks me, they're like, "Wow, you feel like you got to kind of figure it out?" And I was like, "No, it took a minute to get here." But the person that I am now is so confident, so assured that he's on the right path of what he needs to do, that I know everything is going to be okay. Because I continue to walk by faith and not by sight. And with that happening, I am continue to be blessed. My family is continued to be blessed, and the people that are around me in my tribe, they'll be blessed as well. So I just want to be a stronger man mentally, not just physically, um, for everyone that is a part of my tribe. Yeah.
Absolutely. Before we get into our next part of the interview, Fashion Dolls, I'd love to give a shout out to my brother K285. Make sure you guys go and check out his talk show and platform, the K2 Spot. Definitely go and check him out. You might see a familiar face on there. We did a collab together, a few collabs. So make sure you guys go and check it out and subscribe to my brother K2. Had to give him a shout out. So my next question for you is, how do you celebrate your happiness and success?
Mm, well, let's see here. You know, as far as me celebrating my happiness and success, it's probably eternally. It's like, okay, cool, this did good. I'm happy about this. But the people that are closest to me, my fiance, she's always, always, always congratulating me, no matter what it is, and always pushing me forward too, and inspiring me to let me know, like, hey, you're doing an excellent job. I'm so proud of you. You do wonderful work. And my mom too, So my mom, she's that's been my number one cheerleader since I was born. So, that's how I get my success, or not success, but my accomplishments and feelings or whatever. I already know that, hey, if I'm gonna do it, I'm not gonna put out anything kind of crazy and wonky or whatever. So I already know, it's good. But I guess I don't really look for it from other people. But when they do, I'm thankful for it and stuff. Thank you so much. But nah, I'm very humble. Hey, it's cool. But I'm glad that everybody likes it. That's wonderful. Really good. Man.
And it's amazing to have that support from family being around you, especially in this business.
Yeah, you
That
need it. Mm, definitely.
Speaking of thanks, because Jonathan mentioned it, I didn't. You guys know that Thanksgiving is sometime next week, the 23rd. So we're going to do our games here with Jonathan, all right? And the first one is called Etc. And it's sort of like our version of this or that. So I'm going to give Jonathan two choices. And then we're going to flip those tables around in the segment I like to call Turn the Tables. And this is where my guests get to ask me questions, as many as they want to. It can be on anything fashion, beauty related, goals, passions, whatever they're wanting to know about me, as well as the new viewers, you get to know through Jonathan's questions. All right. So we're going to start off with etc.
Mm.
Holiday Thanksgiving edition. All right. So I'm
All
gonna give
right.
Jonathan two choices, and he has to tell me which to prefer. All right. Eat an entire pumpkin pie or drink the whole gravy boat.
What was the second one?
Drink the whole gravy boat.
Oh gosh, I don't like either or of them. But if I had to or whatever, guess I'm gonna have to eat the pumpkin pie, because if I eat all the gravy, I don't know. I feel like stomach gonna be upset. So
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. Say 50 things that you're thankful for, or listen to someone else say 50 things that they're thankful for. Which do you prefer?
Huh, that's an interesting one right there. I think I should say the 50 things that I'm thankful for, because that's only further doing the reaffirmation, for yourself and whatnot. So, yeah, it'd be for me.
Okay. All right. Here's the next one. Oh my God, this is a funny one. Would you rather be in charge of the Snoopy balloon or the Ronald McDonald balloon at the Thanksgiving Day parade?
Just give me the Ronald McDonald. It's fine.
All right.
Can't be. Who doesn't like McDonald's?
Okay. Choose wisely, because I'm pretty sure your fiance will be reaching through the screen like you better choose wisely. All right. Would you rather eat a Thanksgiving meal with just your hands or have to open your presents using a fork?
Oh, that one did not come through. What was it? One more time. I'm sorry.
Would you rather eat a Thanksgiving meal with just your hands or have to open your Christmas presents using a fork?
Huh. I guess I open my Christmas presents with a fork.
All
It's
right.
pretty simple. Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather be a turkey in a Thanksgiving play or corn on the cob?
I'll be the turkey. As you get
Okay.
plenty of laughs.
Okay. Here's the next one.
Hmm.
And I know a lot of men dread this one, but for the women, I got us. Okay. All right. Would you rather go Black Friday shopping or watch the Thanksgiving football game?
That's the thing. You know what? I can go Black Friday shopping. Only because I used to do the retail when I was how like freshman year or whatnot. So I know the horrors of how it is within those stores or whatever. Now I look back on it, it's hilarious. It was funny, but that first time, that's a scary time for somebody. Like those people they are crazy when they come in there. I still remember one lady who came in there just with a buggy, just where's this? Where's the TVs? Where are these games? Oh man, they need to make a movie called Retailing or whatever or something. That would have been funny. That'd be hilarious.
Every Christmas for me is Home Alone. And the scene where they're running through the airport, that's everybody literally going to the store for Black Friday. Like cars wrapped around the corner everywhere. You ran
Right.
out of parking spaces everywhere. Like there's so many. All right, here's the last one.
All right.
Would you rather eat an entire onion or uncooked corn on the cob?
A entire onion or eat just corn on the cob?
Uncooked corn on the cob.
Oh, both of them nasty. What is corn? Non-cooked corn on the cob even? I don't know. I have no idea on this one. I'm not eating the onion. I'm going on. That stinks. So yeah, it'll be the corn on the cob uncooked. Let's take some Pepto Bismol.
And
Oh,
plus, onions make you cry. That smell automatically will make you tear up. So, yeah.
ah, there's that too.
Mhm. And that is our holiday, etc. This or that fashion dolls. So it is time to turn those tables. Now, a lot of you want to know so much about Miss Stevie, but the best way to get to know me is through some of the questions that my guests ask. All right. So I'm
Mm.
going to pass it on down to Jonathan here, and he can ask as many questions as he wants because I know people are curious. They're just like, what's the mystery? What's so alluring about her? What, because I'm not a very open person. So you get to know through the questioning, all right? Take it away, Jonathan.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess for me, one of the question is, and well, I don't know if you want to answer or whatnot, but it's kind of I want to know like what moment in time did you know that you wanted to walk in your truth to know like, hey, this is me, accept me, I'm walking in it, this is me. I would like to know
Yeah.
like when did that happen for you or whatnot.
For me, I knew at a very young age. I was 13 years old, middle school. And
Okay.
my mom, she questioned me about coming out and coming into my own and just being truthful. I will say this to anybody out here who's watching. Just like your mom supports you, my mom does the same thing for me. My mom is my rock. You guys call me queen here on this platform, but
Mm,
that's the queen right there. That's the queen bee right there. The woman who raised a strong woman to come into her own and be happy and just appreciate who she is authentically. And I thank my mom so much for the support and my family for the support that they give me 100%. Without a mother's love, it's nothing. And my mom loves unconditionally. And she's a Libra. I'm a Scorpio.
mm,
So you already know the most craziest out of the bunch because I grew up with it's six of us, six siblings. So I
mm.
have four brothers and two sisters. And out of all of the siblings, the one who was very, very outspoken and inquisitive, you guessed it.
Gotcha.
So yes,
Oh,
that's when I discovered coming into my own at 13 years old, because before you're just confused, like, who am I?
mhm,
Why am I not happy? I would rather, and to anybody who's not comfortable with being who they are truthfully,
mhm.
my advice to them is take the time, evaluate, so do some soul searching and self reflection. And I had to do a lot of that to come into this confident person that you guys see today.
That is wonderful. No, because I wanted to ask that question, because I was like, well, and I'm glad that you had the segment too that allowed me to
Yeah,
ask that question because even for me or whatnot, even if I want to do maybe a film, based around, um, based around not just you or whatnot, but around a certain character, fictional character or
yeah,
whatnot. I wanted to have an understanding and knowledge and stuff. I mean, these are things that I can only just assume, And then once you went in into detail about how your family supports you, and that's good because a lot of times, you know, um, they don't. So for you to have that assurance, that's wonderful. That's good.
and love. What's most
Uh,
importantly is that they're shocking. And I have family in New York, Jonathan. So
okay.
my mom was like, "Oh my God, what did they watch the platform?" And they are. My mama said, "Child, they already know. Girl, they already know. They already know, and they cool with it. So it doesn't bother them. What makes them happy is the success that I have for doing
Right.
this platform, being able to sit with people like yourself and
Hmm.
so many others and being able to get into these spaces as comfortable as I am and my authentic self. And that's what makes me happy. Being truthful and living in my truth is a beautiful thing. I wouldn't want to live a lie.
Gotcha. Okay. So what made you, I think this is probably my last question or whatnot, but what made you want to do, I guess, the show to go ahead on here and interview, you know, different
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, what have you, business owners and whatnot, actors, actresses. What made this whole thing come to being like, hey, this is what I need to do? Mhm.
Well, after high school, when I graduated, which would have been, what, 2014, and after that, because I went to beauty school, that's one thing people don't know about me is I took cosmetology.
Oh,
And I passed and I got my license. So I'm registered to do hair and nails. And after that, my parents, they always ask you, what is going to be your next plan? What is going to be your next go to? So I went and shadowed and worked in a hair salon. And after that, there was no more. So I said, what is going to be my next go to?
hmm.
So at first, it wasn't called Style by Stevie, it was called Weekday Topics.
Hmm.
And I would just do on what goes on with celebrities weekday, sort of like E. But I said, no, it's got to have a name. So what is going to be the name for it? So I said, boom, Style by Steve, because I love fashion. If you guys follow me here on Instagram, you know I'm always changing up my look. I'm a chameleon. I don't stay the same. I'm always evolving and changing my look. So I combined that and then entertainment, actors, actresses, musicians, singers, songwriters, directors, photographers, models. Everybody's been here on this platform. So I said, why not create a little talk show? And that's when I created Style by Steve. That's the birth of that.
And that's how it came to be.
Yeah.
Awesome, Stevie. Awesome.
All right.
That concludes my questions. Yep.
All right, fashion dolls, there you have it. For those of you who do not know, now you know. And it was a way for me to sort of break the ice so that my guests can get to know who I am
Yeah.
and my background, my backstory, because everybody has a story. It's just destined to be told. And that's why I invite people here in my platform so that they can tell their story on their own terms. And the same here, vice versa.
And we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. My last question for you before we
Mhm.
conclude our convo, where do you see yourself? The year is halfway out.
Yeah.
What can we expect for Jonathan in Open Gate Studios in the year of 2024?
I'm glad you asked that. So, what you can expect for 2024 is a plethora of new films, narrative films that'll be done by Open Gate Studios. One in particularly is the Michael's Path, which is an action, kung fu, John Wick type of film. We also have a horror film that's coming with my good buddy Ryan, who's doing more of a vampire type of style or film or whatnot. And then also my good friend Jay is working on, he actually has three that he's doing, but they're kind of like shorts. So, but they're like 50 minutes. So I guess they're not really a short technically now, but he has three that we're going to be working on. So 2024 is going to be a very, very busy time for us, but I'm excited. And then now everyone, you're going to finally get what you've been asking for as far as like you've been rocking with us for Open Gate Studios is for the feature films. You know, a lot of times they were like, hey man, we love your stuff, but it's so short. Like we want it to be extended. We need it to be longer. I was like, all right, cool. I hear you. Feature films. And then you guys can all find that, once they're uploaded to the Film Hub, it'll be either on Tubi, Peacock, what have you. So Amazon Prime. Yeah, it'll be good. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited. I'm excited.
And I can't wait. I know that there's so more coming for you in the future. So much more.
Thank you, Stevie. Thank
You
you.
are so welcome. All right. So before we go, you guys know that we always give a final word of the day. Jonathan says that he believes in affirmations and he listens to affirmations. First thing when I get up in the morning, I read off my affirmations to myself. I am invincible is one of them. I am capable of having whatever comes my way. So those are a few of my affirmations. And I also talk to God. Those are things that I do when I get up in the morning. So
Gotcha.
today's quote comes from Debbie Allen and it goes like this. Failure, is it a limitation, bad timing? It's a lot of things. It's something you can't be afraid of because you'll stop growing. And the next step beyond failure could be your biggest success in life. And that comes from Debbie Allen. Never give up on your dreams. Always stay true to who you are. And I create vision boards for those of you who do not know. And I'm looking at my vision board across the room now. And one of the words is more, and the next one is dare. Being a Scorpio, which is not based on my zodiac sign, I, I I am the boldest. I'm bold enough to stand up and fight for what is right. And for those who do not have a voice, I will be that voice for you. And they say that one person, it only takes one person, one voice to get their word and their message out if you're doing the right thing and you're on the right path. So stay prayed up, stay continue to grow, and more importantly, never lose your individuality or let anyone tell you that you can't or you're capable or not. I've always been the one out of all my siblings
Hmm.
to prove people wrong. Like you tell me I can't, watch me. I'll show you. So that's the mentality that a lot of us need to have, even when it comes to career and business.
Right.
Go into it. Don't be afraid to change. And I know change can be scary, but it's a rebirthing process.
Change
Trust
is
me. You wake up.
needed for evolution, for everything and whatnot. So I think the reason why some of us do fear change, and I did not mean to cut you off, Stevie,
No, you could.
is that you fear it because you know that either A, you're either going to adapt and evolve along with this change, or this change scares you so much because you know that okay, it's intimidating, but you can't be intimidated. Don't be intimidated by anything. Don't, because 9 times out of 10, you're really just psyching yourself out. That's usually what it is. Mostly, that's usually what it is. At least for me, anytime I was intimidated or if I was fearful or doubtful, I want to say fearful or doubtful. Fearful, I'll say doubtful. I was just psyching myself out because I already had the tools. It was just the belief and the faith and knowing that, hey, you can
Mm.
accomplish it, you know? So, yeah, this was good. That's a good talk.
Alan Yankee says some salve. Right. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for this incredible interview. Like you said, we've been trying to set it up in the works. The
Yeah,
last time I got sick, but it was on God's perfect timing. So
correct.
thank you. So
Thank you for having us again. Thank you so much, Stevie.
you are so welcome, and I would love to have you back on again in the future. So we'll keep in touch.
All right, most definitely. Just let us know, okay?
I sure will. Now, joining me tomorrow, Fashion Dolls, we have Jamie Humphrey wrapping up Friday of this week. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow at 4. I love you all. And the replay will be up. And make sure you guys head on over and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime on YouTube. This interview also will be there as well, too. Take care, Fashion Dolls. Bye bye.
Later.
Take care.